Queen Camilla's children are skipping out on Christmas with the royals this year. The mom of two won't be ringing in the holidays with all her children at Sandringham, but her son Tom Parker Bowles explains the change in plans. While chatting with the Daily Mail on December 5th, the food writer details how he and his sister Laura Lopez rotate the holidays with their mother, explaining to the outlet, "I'm not."
Good day, royal watchers. Imagine sending out Christmas invitations to your family, getting everything perfectly arranged at your magnificent castle, planning the most prestigious holiday gathering in the entire country, and then your stepchildren essentially reply with thanks, but no thanks. Well, that's exactly what's happened to King Charles, and the royal family drama is absolutely sizzling. When Queen Camilla's children decided to skip the king's Christmas festivities at Sandringham, they didn't just decline a dinner invitation, they served up a portion of family tension that's got everyone talking. Quick favor, if you're loving this, hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell to keep getting the latest updates on Canadian and UK politics. Cheers if you did. Now back to the show. Let's dive straight into this deliciously awkward situation, shall we? Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopez, Camilla's two children from her first marriage, have apparently given the royal
Not spending Christmas at Sandringham, nor is my sister. It'll be every other year, 1 year on, 1 year off. Instead, the 50-year-old says he'll be spending the holidays with his ex-wife Sarah Baez and their two kids Lola and Freddie. He jokingly admits, "It's back to the sofa at my ex-wife's." And while Tom and Laura, who Camilla shares with ex-husband Andrew Parker Bowles, will be missing the celebrations, for the other royals, the festivities have all
Christmas at Sandringham amiss this year. Now, for those keeping score at home, this isn't just any old family gathering. This is the monarchy's most visible family tradition, the one where they all walk to church together on Christmas morning, wave at crowds, and demonstrate that picture-perfect royal unity. So when your stepkids decide they'd rather be literally anywhere else, it's not exactly the ideal look for family harmony. Here's where this gets properly fascinating though. Tom and Laura aren't just random members of the extended family who occasionally show up for weddings. These are Camilla's children, and Camilla is now queen consort, which means her family dynamics are very much part of the royal story whether Charles likes it or not. The thing is, Tom and Laura have historically kept a relatively low profile. They've got their own lives, their own families, and they've never really been interested in the full royal treatment. Tom's a successful food writer and critic. Laura's got her art gallery and family. They're essentially normal wealthy British people who just happen to have a mother who married the king. But here's the twist that makes this snub particularly spicy. This isn't the first Christmas they've declined.
Already begun. On December 5th, Kate Middleton hosted the 5th annual Together at Christmas Carol service at Westminster Abbey in London. The Princess of Wales was joined by husband Prince William and their kids Prince George.
But it's the first one that's getting major attention, probably because the palace had rather hoped that now Charles is actually king rather than just the heir apparent, everyone would fall in line and present that united family front. The optics matter more now, you see. When your father-in-law is merely the Prince of Wales, skipping Christmas is a personal choice. When he's the reigning monarch, it starts looking like a statement. Now, let's talk about what this really represents. Because it's not just about whether Tom and Laura fancy spending Christmas at Sandringham. This is about the fundamental tension in modern monarchy between tradition and reality. Charles has spent his entire reign so far trying to present this image of a streamlined, modern royal
Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis
family. He's reduced the number of working royals, cut back on extravagance, and tried to make the monarchy more relatable. But here's the problem, you can't force family cohesion through PR strategy. Real families are messy, complicated, and sometimes people just don't want to spend Christmas together, even if one of them wears a crown. The comparison to other royal family dynamics makes this even more interesting. Remember when Harry and Meghan were still working royals and Christmas at Sandringham was supposedly this unmissable command performance? The drama when they chose to spend holidays elsewhere? Well, Tom and Laura are doing essentially the same thing, but with far less media hysteria, probably because they were never working royals to begin with. They've maintained their independence throughout Camilla's relationship with Charles, which is actually rather clever when you think about it. They never got swept up in the royal machinery, so they can't be accused of abandoning it. But let's consider Camilla's position in all this, because that's where the real emotional complexity lies. She's been working extraordinarily hard to win over the British public, transforming from the most hated woman in Britain during the Diana years to a respected queen consort. That's no small feat. She's done the hospital visits, the charity work, the endless walkabouts, all whilst maintaining dignity in the face of decades of criticism. And now her own children are essentially saying, "Thanks, Mum, but we'll do our own thing for Christmas." That's got to sting a bit, hasn't it? The palace's response to this situation has been predictably tight-lipped. Official statements about private family matters are vanishingly rare, and this definitely falls into that category. But the silence is rather telling, isn't it? If this were truly no big deal, just a simple scheduling conflict, you'd expect some casual briefing to friendly journalists explaining that Tom and Laura have their own family traditions. The fact that we're getting radio silence suggests someone at the palace is rather miffed about the whole thing. What makes this particularly delicious is the timing. Charles is still relatively early in his reign, still establishing his authority, still figuring out what kind of monarch he wants to be. And here's his stepchildren, people who should theoretically be supporting the family brand, choosing to opt out of the most photographed family gathering of the year. It's like trying to launch a major PR campaign about family values whilst your actual family is publicly demonstrating they'd rather not participate. The broader question this raises is absolutely fascinating. What obligations do you have to royal traditions when you're royal adjacent but not actually royal? Tom and Laura aren't in the line of succession, they don't receive taxpayer funding, they're not working royals. So do they really owe Charles their Christmas presents? Technically, no. But in terms of family dynamics and supporting Camilla, it's considerably more complicated. They're essentially treating the King of England like any other stepfather they're not particularly close to, which is both refreshingly normal and slightly problematic given the constitutional implications. Thanks for watching, royal enthusiasts. May your family Christmases be slightly less complicated than this one.